Ostrava without a medal.
If you're watching this and you think you want to be an elite player in this sport, what you've got to be ready for is every day of your life being committed to it.
Absolutely. While you're playing for your country, and again, it is an absolute honor and privilege to put your country's jersey on. Whether it's Italy, Canada, Sweden, England, it doesn't make a difference. It's an honor.
Well, more news on why Sweden are down on players. Their captain, Peter Ojala, he's out for 6 months. Again, another that's on the roster here, but he's just been speaking to one of our media team and has explained that he's actually out for a good 6 months with a shoulder injury. So another big blow to the Swedish team. You know, we talked about the heritage of this sport coming from Sweden, a rehabilitation centre in Sweden, coming up with the idea. Oh, and that's unlucky from Gilston. They might still have an opportunity. But that starts to disappear again. It comes. What a wonderful block that was. Talk about putting your body on the line.
That was a great play. A very sloppy play by Sweden.
And now the chance for the Italians to maybe find a third. Near side. Easy glove save. Well, I say easy after the last one, but... Well, we're going to have a short break. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. Players coming back onto the ice after the TV break. Watching on the live stream, then welcome wherever you are in the world as the play gets back underway. I think the DJ's only just realised that. 8:42 on the clock. Italy 2, Sweden nothing so far, and it was so nearly 3.
That was good puck movement by the Italians.
Blink and you'll miss that one. That flew past the left side of Naumann. The glove hand of the Swede, which has been his saviour at times. It's also cost him quite dearly in this second period too. From deep, it's 3. And I think that's touched in by 27. Andreoni.
One thing that the Italians do very well, deflect the puck. They get their stick on the ice, keep it on the ice, and a nice little tip, and that is so difficult for a goalkeeper to stop that. You know, a goalie, it's so hard. Here it is right here. He takes the puck, loses it, back to the point, gets it through, and a nice deflection.
It's Macri with the shot.
Absolutely, look at this, look at how beautiful. Keeps his stick on the ice, deflects it, goes through the goalie's arm. That is an absolute beauty.
As I mentioned, the former Paralympic wheelchair fencer, he has certainly added something to this team since joining, and Macri fires in the shot from deep. And lovely little bit of skill from Alessandro Andreoni, the 22-year-old from Varese. Impairment is spina bifida. And wonderful finish as the Swedes call a timeout. Paul, what's the coach saying at this point? What can he say?
Yeah, at this point, he's just telling the guys that we just have to keep it out of our nets. We've played quite well. Unfortunately, a few breaks. You really can't The first goal, what can you say? It's an own goal. The second goal, the goaltender, it's a save that is simple, easy. He's got to make that. And this last one was a deflection, which you have no chance on. Fantastic. So realistically, you got to take the positives out of this, and you're not going to win this game. I know people will say, well, it's 3-0. There's still a full period left. I'm telling you, you're not going to win this game. You have to get prepared for game 2, because you can't win a tournament, Alan, in game 1, but you can lose a tournament in game 1 if you walk away with no confidence. They should still have confidence.
There certainly should be plenty of heart. Certainly around the first 14 and a half minutes of the first period, they were so good and determined. The second period, maybe a little bit of a hangover from what happened right at the end of the first. You know, if they haven't come back onto the ice and got rid of that OG from their minds, then they're going to suffer, and that's kind of what's happened here. Certainly the second goal is one that will stay with Naumann. Maybe, hopefully, he can get rid of it for the rest of the tournament, but it might stick with him, you know.
Yeah, this should be a 1-0 game off that third goal. It's the only one that should have gone in. And with 8 players, they have to be proud of themselves right now.
Ingvarsson back on the ice for Sweden. Just to the left of your shot. As another shot comes in. Big save from Naumann this time. There's sticks on the ice, but nothing in the net, which is more important for Sweden.
Yeah, I think he got a little lucky there, too. The Italian had the wide open, gapping short side, and he absolutely hit the goalie, but he'll be happy to take the save any way he can get it. Nice little turnaround play there by the Italian.
Italy regaining possession, but then a pass backwards that's inaccurate, to say the least. Means they've got to start again. Calagaris hugging this near side board, waiting for an opening, and this will be that opening because it'll bounce in his direction. Oh, nice from Calagaris, but he just lets it get away from him. And Sweden might have the chance for a break here. Good numbers going forward. Sprint is from Ingvarsson on the far side. Lofted in. Spill.
That could have been trouble. The Italian goalie let that squeeze out of his glove.
Di Paoli was there to clean it all up. That's offside. 10:56 on the clock. 3-0 to Sweden, and well, I'm sure the Italians do feel good. How much more of this game can Maximilian Gilston take a part in? Big loss in the opening stages. Took a knock that looked like an injury that might be more severe than it was in the end. He's took a hefty bit of strapping to his left leg.
Yeah, he got hammered, absolutely.
Yeah, he's now back on the ice and competing, but how much later in the tournament will that injury affect him, or is it just a superficial one for now? Puck moved forward neatly on the left side for the Italians. They've got numbers if they can get to it first, but Ingvarsson has done really well there, Paul.
That was a good forecheck. The Italians are really coming on strong now, and they're doing exactly what they have to do. They want to win this game, but they want to win it in a way to get prepared for the next game.
Swedes look a little rattled during this second period.
Well, you'd have to be with the goal 1 and goal 2, with the way they were playing. That has to get to you. That has to, you know, weigh on your psyche a little.
Nilsson slipping, and that's cost them in the end, as Macri, as he does so well, picks it up deep and starts another offense for Italy, but that one's going to run right behind the goal.
He waved off the icing there.
And a couple of big hits and a poor clearance as well. And the goal scorer a moment ago, Andrioni, just stopped in his tracks, but another chance from Macri, and this time it's held by Naumann. If only.
And that was a real good quality shot with an absolutely great save by the Swedish goalie.
Back in just a matter of moments. So welcome back to the coverage of Game 1 of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships 2019. It's 3-0 for the Italians. We've played 12:25 in the second period.
Tough break there. The Swede spiked the puck and brought it back into his zone.
This is Di Paoli trying to start something for the Italians, but Ingvarsson and Nilsson deep for Sweden. Now look to try and get them going on this near side.
Yeah, I think the Italians are playing a little smart now, shooting from almost everywhere. They get the puck in the neutral zone now, or high in the offensive zone. They're taking a shot, hoping that maybe the Swedish goalie will slip up again.
Just noticing Stefan Siren is on the ice for Sweden. Paul, that's a debut for him, a biggest event that he's pulled the jersey on for, so a World Championship debut. He would have wanted maybe better circumstances, but he's on the ice to try and show his coach what he can do and maybe help Sweden to at least a goal in this game.
But he'll remember putting that jersey on for the first time in Ostrava. That memory will be there forever.
Sweden have picked the pocket rather on the far side, and it's Nilsson that takes a bit of a clattering, and the officials didn't like that.
I did not see that one.
I think it's against the Italians.
The Italians, yeah.
That was an obscure one.
Yeah.
84 is the man circling around. It's Stefan Kirschbaumer.
He's confused, actually. You know, a lot of times a player will look at a ref and go, "What? Me? I didn't do anything."
Well, Kirschbaumer, another that's making a debut event at a World Champ, so he's managed to find the penalty box all right.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't agree with that one, but that's okay. Their refs aren't asking us for our opinion.
Good job, really. 2 minutes inside the box for Kirschbaumer, and the last time the Italians had a penalty against them, they made it look like they had an extra man. Never mind one less. So they'll be looking to do just that. This is the opportunity, Paul, that Sweden need, isn't it? To try and get back in this game.
100%. They have to get the puck in the offensive zone. And they're allowing the Italians to just play very smart. Dump it all the way down, and there it goes again.
That was an awful diagonal pass across the ice just a moment ago. Sweden will get it back, and they can start once more. Over to the far side where they've got
Throw it up
2-on-1. Gilston waiting.
Trying to do too much there. Just a simple drop pass to his defenseman. Get prepared, get set. But he tried a little too much and iced down the puck to kill some more time.
Given away here. A minute of the power play has gone by. The Italians have now been dispossessed in their own defensive area. And again, that's cheap from Sweden.
No, we're not.
Just inviting Macri forward to come and make that challenge. Nilsson. And that one's just slung forward once more. Well, the second period has been the best of the two for the Italians. They struck late in the first period. No such drama in the second. A goalkeeping mistake that Andreas Naumann will want to forget. Slipped through the glove hand of the goalie and led to a 2-0 lead. The third and by far the best goal of the game so far. A long shot from Macri. And standing his ground and flicking it goalwards was Alessandro Andreoni, the 22-year-old, added a third for Italy, and that was a lot more assured in that second period from the Italians.
Yeah, that was a much better period for the Italians. I think their coach will be very happy with that as he talks to them in the second intermission. The third goal was a beauty, a nice little deflection. They're almost impossible to stop for a goaltender. You just don't know where the puck is going. The first two, you'd love to have them back. We can talk about it all week. What the Swedes have to do now is forget about those two goals. One that goes in with a glove and the own goal, forget about them, means nothing. Get ready for a third and get ready for game two.
Well, you see, Andreoni it was with the shot that whistled through the glove for the second, and then he was on hand to just deflect Macri's assist into the back of the Swedish net. The goaltender for Sweden will have felt hard done by one of them. His teammates might have just been looking at him for the second. Sweden weren't without their own efforts, Paul.
Yeah, the Swedes actually had a couple of good opportunities, good shots. There's the goal again, which unfortunately he would love back, and the deflection goal here, or the goal that should have been caught. They were showing it a few times.
It's straight as well. It's not even in the top corner, is it? It's not like he's having to move his left arm up.
He's actually deflected it into the top corner. He put it off his glove. That's a deflection goal, which is an absolute beauty here. Keep your stick on the ice. Kids, if you're watching and you're just starting to play pair ice, keep your stick on the ice if you're in front of the net. Deflect it, and you're gonna, more times than not, have a goal happen.
See, from multiple angles, it gets better with each one. You can tell how much he meant that. And here are the stats for the second period then. And once again, less shots from the Italians in this period, but more joy.
Smarter shots. And just because you have a lot of shots doesn't mean anything if they're weak shots from out far. Those 7 shots were smart shots.
4 penalty minutes didn't do them any damage either. Sweden never really got to grips with either of those power plays, did they?
No, Sweden was looking for that long pass. You don't have to do that on a power play. Get it over the blue line, get yourself set, put what you've learned in practice together, and they didn't. Long passes, the Italians broke it up, iced the puck, got themselves ready for the next opportunity. Very smart penalty killing by the Italians, a very silly power play opportunities by the Swedes.
Well, the big thing now for Sweden will be to get themselves on the score sheet. They don't want to end this game with a big defeat either, so 2 tasks in the third and final period. 1, try and get forward a little bit more. 2, don't concede many more. We'll be back with you in a few minutes' time.
Zatímco vy si žijete svůj život, Allianz vás chrání a nabízí vám teď ještě snadnější výběr pojištění majetku. Můžete si vybrat základní balíček, více ochrany, anebo nabitý balíček pro váš maximální trh. Více se dozvíte na webu nebo v našich pobočkách. Allianz, žijte si.
Tak, my jsme pro vás připravili soutěž v této přestávce. Mám tady už dva borce, kteří si vyzkouší parasaně. Ahoj, jak se jmenuji? No, jestli to ještě udržíš. Jak se jmenuješ? Patrik. Patrik, jestli vidím fanoušek brněnské komety. Ty se jmenuješ jak?
Kuba.
Kuba, ty chodíš komu?
Vítkovice.
Takže jsou moji komety a Vítkovic, chlapi. Až vyjde rouba z ledu, my vás pustíme na led. Ten, který dojde nejdál, už jsme to tady skončili těch extraligových zápasů, skoro nikdo nikam nedojel, vždycky jsme ho museli dotlačit, protože opravdu udržet se na těch parasaní, to je něco náročného, tak vidíme, jak vám to moc půjde. Ten, co dojde nejdál, vyhraje cenu, a jako ten, co skončí druhý, vyhraje krásnou cenu. Takže nemáte se zvát, že byste odešli z prázdnou, za prvé zažijete skvělý zážitek. Teďka jste přímo na střídačce švédského týmu a za chviličku nám vyjde rouba. Já si myslím, že ona už pojede do prostřed, takže pomalu kluky budeme moci jít na led a vyzkouší si ty naše parasaně, ve kterých se představí naše reprezentace dnes už je 15 hodin a 30 minut při svém prvním duelu tady na světovém šampionátu v parkohokeji v Ostravě. Kluci už jsou pomalu na ledě. Tak, chlapi. Zajímá mě, jak vám to půjde, protože opravdu není to nic jednoduchého. Držet se těch parasaní, držet tu stabilitu. A zkusíme, kdo dojde nejdál, než spadne. Takže ještě Samsoni, pryč, udělejte nám prostor, tady už se nám totiž padá, chvíličku jsme drželi stabilitu. Tak, zpátky do sání. A 3, 2, 1, start. Jo, tak tady, no dívejte se na toho borce, tomu to jede, dojel nejdál a ještě můžete to zkusit. Není to opravdu nic jednoduchého. Není a teďka jsme spadli na druhou stranu, tak hodně teda jsme pomoci, tak si to vyzkouší. Já mám dobrou zprávu pro oba, sice jeden dojel dál, ale oba dva dostanete úplně stejné dárky. Krásné dárky spojené s tímto šampionátem v parahokeji v Ostravě. Po druhé vůbec v Ostravě šampionát v parahokeji jsme jediným městem na celém světě, kam se šampionát v parahokeji vrátil. A my budeme rádi, když budete fandit nejenom dnes, ale přijdete i v dalším dnu, ale podívejme se na to, tady je žádno, ne, hezky potlesk. To bylo minimálně takový nějaký 15 minut, co udělal tenhle borec. Kluci si to ještě chviličku vyzkouší, protože za chvíli už přivítáme na střídačkách zase oba dva týmy. A už poprosíme, aby kluci běhali středem, protože už nám přijíždí švédský a přichází švédský tým, takže poprosíme kluky, budou výjíždět už tady středem, poprosíme i Samsony. Tady, pojďme do středu, jedeme středem. Tak, perfektní kluci, já doufám, že jste si to užili. Jaké to bylo? Jaké to bylo? Jaké to bylo? Dobré to bylo. Dobře, tak to jsme rádi, že jste si to kluci vyzkoušeli. Vyzkoušet si to někdo bude moci třeba i zítra, kdy opět máme pro vás připravenou jízdu tady v Parasaní. Dnes taky budeme večer losovat fanoušky ze vstupenek, no prostě máme toho pro vás spoustu a samozřejmě vy už víte naši fanzónu. Takže to byla naše první soutěž v rámci světového šampionátu v Franky, no a my se také podíváme opět, jestli máme nové fotky na sociálních sítích. I vy je tam můžete přidat se svými hashtagy, ten hashtag jednoduchý Para Ostrava 2019. A tady to vidíme, ty fotky už se tam objevují přímo z dnešního utkání. Super, máme tam české rysy. Tady jsou ty naši fanoušci, Švédsko, Itálie, kluci, takže vidíte se na kostce. Ano, vidíte se. Já vás vidím taky, že jste tady s námi stále, jsme rádi. A další fotky, takže sdílejte se fotografie ze šampionátu v parahokeji. V rámci hashtagu Para Ostrava 2019 na Facebooku, Instagramu a také Twitteru. Rádi se o vaše fotky podílíme přímo na naší kostce.
Hey, welcome back to the Ostrava Arena here in Ostrava, the Czech Republic. It's a delight to have you with us. It's a delight for me, Alan Marks, to have Paul Rosen alongside me. Paul, that scoreline right there on the screens at home suggests that this one is dead and buried. Is it that clear-cut?
Yeah, I think so. I would.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
I would like to say no, but you know, we're watching this game, and it's I think Sweden, they have two things that they want to come out of this third period with. No goals against. Absolutely, if they lose this game, lose it 3-0. Do not let them score anymore, because you have to right now start to prepare for game 2. Some people might say, well, you're still in it. Let's look realistically. We have to look at game 2 and get themselves prepared. They still have an opportunity here. Play smart. They've actually played not the smartest game. Puck movement has not been very happy. I'm sure the coach is not very happy with their puck movement. On the other side, they're playing with 8 players. They've actually got nothing to hold their heads down. The 3 goals, one of them was a legitimate goal. The other 2 they'd love to have back. They can't be upset with this.
Well, sport is what sport is, and mistakes happen, accidents happen, and 2 of those goals fit right into that category indeed. Macri, you just saw a moment ago there on the Italian bench, has been a pivotal part of what the Italians have done here. The assist for the 3rd goal. He's been a driving force at the back as well. He's helped the puck stay out, and he's certainly helped the puck go in. That man there has had the hardest of days out of everybody, you would have to say. Faced an almighty amount of shots in the opening 2 periods. Calagaris has been ever the live wire for the Italians, along with people like Florian Planken and Alessandro Andreoni. And as you were saying a moment ago, Paul, with the Swedish team decimated with injuries and lack of availability with some, this man here will just want a few more goals. That is Massimo Darin De Lorenzo, the Italian coach. He'll just want a few more notched up on the scoreline, won't he?
Yeah, they're going to have to play a smart third because playing the way they're playing might be good enough to beat Sweden. It's not good enough to beat some of the other countries here. They have to play smarter third.
What they could use this third period for is just to keep easing themselves into this competition, get it a bit smoother, get the play running a little bit more in the direction that they want it. They struggled in the early section of the opening period. That much was obvious. Yep. Second was better. This is like fine-tuning in readiness for some of the other games to come, and that one's high.
Yeah, I think he should have slipped it over to his winger. They still have the power play. Now it's over.
Italians starting the third period with a man down. You wouldn't have noticed.
No, unfortunately, you wouldn't have.
And back onto the ice comes Stefan Kirschbaumer. We'll talk about it, the fact that this is his debut World Champs. Oh, and that's just agonizingly in front of the chasing 62 De Paoli.
Yeah, they tried a long, what we call a bomb pass, and didn't work out. But in that situation, when you're up 3-0, take a shot, because if it doesn't happen, it's an icing, you got the face-off, you still have a 3-goal lead.
The Hail Mary, if you like.
The Hail Mary, there you go, put it in football terms.
Again, the Ostrava arena certainly rocking itself. I'm sure it's already getting in the spirit for the Czech game that's a little bit later on. Plenty of Czech jerseys in the crowd already, flags as well. Oh, another opportunity for Italy here. That one stinging itself in.
That was a smart poke check with the Swedish goalie there.
Larch behind the net, trying to find another of those light blue jerseys that belong to the Italians. A little bit of light blue, a little bit of royal blue as well on those uniforms.
I like them.
Certainly quite striking. And this will give me an opportunity to tell you the Italians themselves are playing in the memory of their former captain, died of cancer after a long battle last summer, Andrea Cherotti, the number 16. The players have been making it quite obvious that they're using this tournament to honour him, and a victory on the opening day will go some way to doing that.
Yeah, and a super nice gentleman too. That's the thing about this game, is everybody that played it has a story of tragedy, and some of them get that tragedy back in their life, make it very difficult, and it is a difficult story and a difficult way to continue.
Big hit from Radici a moment ago. Many of the athletes that appear in para ice hockey come from an amputation led on by cancers or tumours. So the Italians playing in honour of one of their former captains who sadly passed away last summer. Time in the box coming for the number 6 here, Cavalieri, the 47-year-old from Turin, a right leg amputee. Vastly experienced player, 4 Paralympics, 5 World Championships, this being his 6th, and 2 trips to the European Championships as well, which of course has yielded gold for the Italians in recent years. 2011 champions of Europe. High pass forward, just getting it out of harm's way.
I'm impressed with the Italians' penalty killing. They're killing a penalty with a heavy forecheck and very aggressive.
Working it into the center. This is a big chance. No, stolen away.
Tried to get a little too fancy there, going right hand, left hand.
Planka doing the defensive work. Andrioni back there as well. And when you're a man down, doesn't matter whether you're a forward or a defenseman at that point, Paul, you all pull together.
You do whatever it takes to get that puck
now
out of the net.
Now a chance for Andrioni breaking on the right side. He's got to get across that line before anybody else, remember, He just spins out of control. Sweden really do need to start to try and make one of these power plays work in their favour. Will this be the one? Looking for a back pass, doesn't come off, and then it's flicked forward more in hope than anything else.
They're just trying too hard. They're not getting the little easy pass, trying for that perfect pass.
Ingvarsen might think about one from deep. He's now covered off by Planker, so that's not going to happen. And it's just slowed down to a very pedestrian pace. And again, the pass doesn't help.
And that was great defending by the Italians.
See, Paul, quite obviously the energy levels from the Swedes have dropped, and that's understandable, it really is.
Yeah, most countries are playing with 15, 16, 17 players. They're playing with 8 players. We can't emphasize that enough. It's just so difficult.
Gilston is back on the ice. He wasn't for the power play. Of course, that's ended as well. Just out of the reach of Parolin. 27-year-old then scampers back to deal with it and still has it. And that's neat play as well.
Very. A little dangerous there, but it worked.
Around the back of his own goal, Parolin. That one's just ushered into the corner. Nearly a chance in front of the net for De Paoli, but it just spun away from him, and that's Paul inviting the Swedes. The hit doesn't work either. Has he got any support? Not there. Nilsson. Oh, he would love a goal to make up for that error in the first period. The Italians haven't quite got away. They have now, and they've made a chance out of it as well. He comes left side. He'll have options. A goal! What a well-worked goal that was. Defensively, they stood their ground, just about got it away, and then all of a sudden, a huge opportunity opened up, and that one's fired in.
Yeah, that was an absolute perfect goal. You couldn't put that on the chalkboard any better. The Swedes make a little bit of a mistake just by the blue line. Nice little neutral zone pass. The Italian player slips it off to number 9, and an absolutely beautiful shot. Puts it over the outstretched glove. Here it is, little slip-off pass. Nice shot. Keeper went down, goalie went down a little too fast. Nice shot, though. Right over his glove, under the bar.
Partially there, Naumann has kind of made Caligaris' mind up for him, hasn't he? He's just started to go down to his left-hand side, and Caligaris has just held it, and as he sees the keeper move, fires it home.
Yeah, he gave him too much of an opportunity there with the corner, but a great shot.
6 minutes just over in the third period here at these World Para Ice Hockey Championships of 2019. Italy 4, Sweden nothing. If you're just joining us, it hasn't exactly been a classic, but Italy have worked hard, made their chances, and Sweden, for all of their battling qualities, have just found it a little bit too tough in the going. There's a chance here if they look up, and that's intercepted in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I think Sweden right now, they're the biggest thing they want out of this is to put that one in.
Well, we'll be back in just a couple of moments' time. So return to the action then. 6:43 on the clock. Italy 4, Sweden 0. Ingvarsson tries to get the yellow army of Sweden away, but comes to nothing on the far side. Radice pushes it forward, spiralling out in the far corner. One of the Italians just over-egging it a little. And that's good defensive work from Sweden this time around. This is Ingvarsson. He's got Nilsson to his left. He can't quite put out a stick and reach it, and a chance that'll be offside.
Oh, it was, but he didn't call it.
No, he didn't call it.
No.
Planka behind his own net.
Yeah, the one thing the Italians don't want to do here is get into bad habits. Oh, the goalie missed it again with the glove.
Around the back. And this one will work its way all the way back to the Italian blue line. On their right-hand side, there's a couple of changes take place. Cavalieri is on. That's Andrioni on the far side clashing with Nilsson. Both of those scorers today.
Yes.
And again, Sweden just happy to get rid. Oh, big mistake by the Italians. Now, if he's got any pace about him, there's a chance here. That one won't squirm past him. I feel that the Italian goalkeeper has made a bit more of that than was perhaps needed.
Yeah, the cameras were on, and he wanted to make it look a little nicer. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, his fancy pants on, perhaps. Sweden still with 6 or so minutes to go. Will like to not finish with a 0. That will be the main aim at this point. Certainly not conceding anymore. They came into this third period probably hoping not to concede at all, but that's already happened. There's a big collision there, an easy stick save once more.
And Italian goalie is he's diving a little. He's looking for that camera.
And again, he holds on this time. Oh.
Playing a little bit of a game there in front of the Italian goalie.
44-year-old Gabriele Arrudo hasn't had all that much to do since probably the third minute of the first period. He had some stuff to do in the opening minutes, but since then.
But in a game like this, all you want your goalie to do is make that stop. He doesn't have to be spectacular. Just make the stop. Don't let the easy one go like went in the second on the Swedish goalie, and you'll be fine.
Santino Stilitano, the 49-year-old, is the backup goalie. Maybe Araujo just performing a few cat-like skills to make sure that he's recognized as the number 1.
Yeah, and people are going to see as the tournament goes on, and as you're watching, no matter where you are in the world, the shots are going to get a little better as the teams in the A pool start playing. You know, the Canadians and Americans, almost everybody has an incredible shot.
That's good defensive work from Ingvarsson, using his speed to make sure he got to the puck first. Nothing given by the referee there.
Now that could have been a hold there.
Again, Sweden just desperate to get that puck away. That one will call for a whistle.
Yeah, it was more trying to save the linesman's life. I think he was going down there, so he called it pretty fast.
Gilston returns to the ice for Sweden. Maximilian Gilston, he just hasn't had any opportunities going in the right direction for Sweden.
I think he's been their hardest worker, though.
Despite that knock in the early stages as well. Macri just pumps it forward. And another incident for the referee. Yamaguchi's got some nifty footwork on him.
He's trying to get out of the way, and wow. A lot of times in a 4-0 game, A very close play like that would have been let go and the icing waved off, but the linesman called it. We're coming back for another whistle.
10:16 on the clock. Italy 4, Sweden nothing. We're here in Ostrava, the home of the 2009 World Championships. 10 years later, it returns to host yet again. Now a chance for Sweden. Oh, and a first-time shot as well. Didn't hang about there, Ingvarsson. Tried to catch the goalkeeper, or the goalie, should I say, off guard. But Araudo was not to be caught napping there.
And the Swedish player didn't clear the zone, made it tough on his
That's
his
a nice
partner.
layoff. Little shovel pass on the far side, drilled right across. Still trying to make something of it as that one just spins into Naumann's glove. Well, we'll be back in just a moment. Well, it's a 4-0 game. Italians very much have the advantage in their opening game of Group B here at these World Championships. For them, holding on to that 0 will be just as important now with a matter of minutes to go as maybe even adding another at the opposite end. Sweden, it is in possession, and as I say that,
Yeah, I think it's even more important, Alan, at this point to hold it off.
actually it comes loose. They might just get another chance, you know. One-on-one, fired at the keeper, and he saves it nicely. The goalie's done his work this time.
That was a great stop. I think the Italian was nice to him. He could have come in a little more. He had a clear-cut breakaway there.
Enderle was with the chance. Naumann this time stays strong, upright, and makes the save. That was a huge gap in centre ice for Italy to just maraud through the middle. And Larsen pings it out far side for Nilsson, who controls it beautifully, spins, that's nice. Great stuff from Nilsson, needs a little bit of support, doesn't get it.
Just one step too late.
Andreoni now circles behind his goalie and starts to come again. 4 Italians as it's just lofted forward.
See, that should not have been, for those of you that were wondering there, that should not have been an icing because the goalie attempt to stop it, he put his hand out, his stick out, and well, here's the breakaway again.
This is Enderle.
He could have come in a little more, but it was a nice shot and a nice stop. But the goalie actually put his stick out to play it. Once you go to play it, the icing should be waved off.
You fancy had another push?
I think so.
In there just to keep it going, but maybe recognises defenseman Enderle perhaps just getting a little nosebleed from being so far up.
Yeah, he's a young guy too. You saw his face there. He's just excited to be in the World Championships.
He is indeed just 21 years of age. Made his debut back in 2017 against Japan. So this is more opportunities for him to rack up the numbers of appearances for his country. He might have got himself a goal, and there might be one here as well. Trying to get up ahead of steam.
Yeah, he was working hard there.
Medici couldn't get away from the Swedish defense.
And every player that's putting on a jersey in this tournament, if you ask him, he'll remember to a man the first time he ever put the jersey on, that first game.
Oh, just behind him. Larch just trying to play it underneath the sled and just losing eyesight of where the puck had gone. So that was the chance gone as well. And again, just high pass forward. Not particularly anywhere in mind other than getting it away. Less than a minute to go then, 14:03 on the clock, Paul. It's 4-0. The Italians have done the job.
Yeah, I think right now the Swedes want to they want to get into that room. They want to get a nice meal in them and forget about this game. Let it go 100%. On the other hand, the Italians want to think about the good things they did in this game, getting ready for the next one.
Certainly, the Italians will be glad of an early victory in the tournament. They played the first game today. They're part of the first game again tomorrow as well, so they'll be glad of having the rest of today off, get a bit of rest, as you say. Think about tomorrow's game.
That's unusual, getting up early 2 days in a row in a tournament like this. Never liked playing in the first game.
Larson comes right side. Sweden have just 17 seconds to try and make something happen and appear in the goal column. It's not going to. And Italy will perhaps come away with the final chance of the game. On the far side, that was Parolin, but there is the sound of the buzzer. It's an effective and efficient job done by the Italians. They come out 4-0 victors over Sweden. And as we said there a moment ago, Paul, first game today, first game tomorrow. They'll be glad to get that one under their belt. And they'll just want to rest up now and come back here tomorrow and try and make it 2 from 2.
Yeah, I think overall they have to be happy with a lot of things they did today in game one. The tournament starts, you've been training for the entire year for this. Game one starts and you're into it. Now you don't have time to make a mistake. So I think they're going to go through some video, look at the good things they did. Remember, the next game is going to be a lot tougher than this one. They have to cut out the mistakes, get a lot of quality shots, and help their goalie by covering up the main section in front of the net and not allowing easy things to come in. On the other hand, the Swedes, they're given the game stars.
Well, yeah, the Swedish team have certainly not put the effort in that it didn't require. They've gone for everything they needed.
Is this the Italian who scored the 2 goals?
Yes, I think it is. Yeah, Andrioni, 27.
It's an easy decision. Picks up a nice piece of hardware. It's always nice getting the MVP of a game, whether it's a watch or a medal. It's always nice.
3 shots in the game, 2 finding their way into the Swedish net.
Yeah, sometimes when you've lost 4-0 and you come to pick up the MVP, you don't really want it. But weeks later, you look at it and you're pretty happy you got it.
Daniel Sidestam, 43-year-old.
Yeah, look at that picture. He looks like the Italian's father. Quite an age gap there.
Yeah, certainly exceptionally experienced. He was a downhill skier in '94 for Sweden, in Lillehammer during the Winter Paralympic Games there. So plenty of experience. He's part of the bronze medal teams in 2002 as well. So, you know, it's a player with experience. Well, I'll tell you what, Paul, the Italians certainly finished off their anthem on a solo, but they were happy to go without the music for part of that national anthem. Well, Torella there, you see him, a debut for him in this tournament, so too for Kirschbaumer as well. So they've managed to get a couple of players out of the rookie status, onto the ice, get them bled into the team. That's a good sign for them as well.
It's the perfect first game, and that what we just saw with the team starting to get together, saying that I've been through that, and it bonds a team. This could be the perfect opportunity for the Italian team to really bond. They did what they had to do. They got their young guys in, got their feet wet, and now they're ready for game two. I think this was a big experience, big lesson for them to move it on to the next one. The Swedes are going to have a tough week. Let's be honest, they have 8 players. I think they did the best job they could do today.
Nothing too difficult for the officials to have to deal with either. The referee, Yamaguchi, having to dive out of the way a couple of times was about the biggest obstacle he had throughout the 3 periods.
Yeah,
so
I think they called a good game. It wasn't really that difficult for them.
The 2 teams still lining up on the ice, and the Swedish team will just, well, mentally they'll just want to get off. You know, they'll just want to get out of there, get back in the changing rooms and start to regroup. And it's not like they can make vast amounts of changes for game number 2. Talking of game number 2 for either of these sides, we did say that the Italians were first up again tomorrow morning. That's exactly right. They are. My understanding is it's a 9:30 start tomorrow. Italy versus Japan. We've then got Sweden taking on the Czech Republic in the final game of the day. Let's take a look at the highlights, Paul, of this game.
So there's a really good deflection. The first goal, unfortunately, the puck was just laid there for the goalie to stop here, and Swedish player got a little too aggressive and slid it in. You see Nilsson get extremely upset there, smash his stick down. This is the weak one. This is a tough one. The shot from just inside the blue line, a simple shot that the goalie on any team should have easily, and he just overplayed it and pushed it into the corner. This was a beautiful goal, the third goal. Unbelievable deflection, great hand-eye coordination, keep your stick on the ice, nice deflection, no chance for the goalie on this one, and then the third goal, breakaway, number 9 puts it right under the bar. Good opportunity, good shot. goalie slipped down a little too fast, but you can't really blame him for that.
Well, Kalagaris getting the final goal. Larch given the goal at the beginning, but 2 by player of the game for Italy, Alessandro Andrioni, the 22-year-old, stealing the show for Italy. Group B looks like this then. The other 2 teams still to come later on. The Czech Republic will take on Japan, who are Italy's next opponent as well. Who will be in second after the second game of Group B today? Czech Republic, Japan is coming up later on. Plenty of Czech supporters in the crowd here in the early stages. Local time, that game, Czech, Japan, is 3 p.m. Make sure you join us for that one. From here, though, it's job done for the Italians. They couldn't have asked for an easier and better start. They've come out 4-0 victors over Sweden. Make sure you join us for our next game of the day. It's Korea versus Norway. We'll be back at 12 o'clock.